everyone, it's Michelle Pepper here. Thanks for joining me in my weekly class to go this week. If you are new to my videos and my channel, this is exciting. Welcome. So I hope you enjoy what you see today. In my weekly class to go, I demonstrate two projects from the beginning to the end, and it's to demonstrate the kits that you will get if you are in New Zealand and you place an order with me this week. Then these are the card kits that I'll be sending you. Two card designs, and so you'll get two card kits for each design. So that's 4 card kits that you will be getting for free from me, because I just want to say thank you for placing an order with me this week. So we are playing with the layering leaf stamp set in this class, and the coordinating punch, which is the Bough Punch. So let's take a look at what we're making. So let's take a look at the layering leaves stamp set, which is photopolymer, and it has a mixture of sentiments as well as a bunch of images on leaves and kind of flowers, and also this little stamp here, which is the kind of dotty things. They're actually really useful. I love a stamp set that actually has that, because so you'll see what I've done in the cards that I've made. I'll give you an idea if you don't know. So it has a coordinating bow punch. So this cuts out all the images of the leaves here, and that for those 2 little flower things. So they don't come in a bundle, so you can't buy these two as a bundle and save 10%, but it's worthwhile having both of them, right? So because you can do so much with both of them. You can do a lot with either, but together they just is complete. Right? Okay, so let's turn to page 96 in our annual catalogue. That is where you will find the product and all the details here, plus the bow punches on page 148. But I wanted to bring you to the attention bring your attention to this, which is the card sample that Stampin' Up artisans have done, concept artists, and so I showed that in my blog on Sunday, and then on Monday I showed you a card that, believe it or not, is actually a case of this card. So here it is. I know it doesn't look anything like it, but that's what happens when you case, which is copy and selectively edit, or some people call it copy and share everything. So basically you take a design that you like, a card, especially with our catalogs, you can flip through them and you might find, oh, I like the look of this card, and so you can, copy and selectively edit it. So I haven't got the paper yet, so I can't exactly, make a exact replica of this card. But what I can do is use elements of it and then make a card that is my own. But it actually, the inspiration came from that card. So so as you can see, the DSP, instead of having DSP, but it's quite a busy DSP. So I picked I can't remember what folder that is, but that's a current one. So that's an embossing folder, and embossed my cardstock. I've actually repeated that embossing on the white element here, which is in this card. If I bring it closer to you, that little blue thing here, there's actually a circle. It's from the doily hybrid embossing folder. So kind of like, instead of having the doily shape, I've used, oh gosh, because all these new products, and I don't really remember what their name is, but let's have a look. Punches, where are the punches? There we are, we've got some punches here. There, the handmade tag punch, right? So I've used that, yeah, to punch out that, embossed it, and then I've used the leaves. I've cut it in berry burst. I've stamped one and cut it in plain cardstock, and then also in vellum, and that little the little, oh, can you see that? It's that little one here, also in vellum. I've put them in there. Yeah, but there you go. So that is a case of that card, believe it or not. Whoops, let me just put these away. Right, and then on Tuesday I also shared this card, which is another nice and simple card. So I have a little video, a little reel or shorts, to just kind of demonstrate how I've done these leaves. So be on the watch out for that. Yeah, so that was the 2 samples. Now, so today for our class to go, let me show you what we are making. So the first card, let me see. I think we'll do this card first. Okay, this is our first card. It's Pool Party and Soft Sea Foam and Lemon Lolly is the main colors. And I got those color combination. I've got that color combination from our color coach. All right, so thought that's quite cool. And then I've pulled in. So I've used these products obviously, and I've also pulled in the daisy, the cheerful daisy. So the die cut for that. So it just something different other than a circle or a square, or you know, a label shaped. I've just used the cheerful daisies, the dies from the cheerful daisies bundle. Okay, so I've used that. And then these little flower things here is from this Petal Park Punch. I think it's called Petal Park. I could be wrong. Check me on that. But yeah, so it has all these little flowers, which is really cool. So I've pulled those out too. All right, so those 2. So this, I'm going to put this card on here. And this is the kit that you'll get. So if you live in New Zealand, and you place an order with me this week, before the end of Friday 26th of May, I will send you 4 card kits, 2 of each design. So 2 of this card. So you, as you can see, the card kit comes like that with an envelope, and it has all these little elements that you will be using. Now, what did I do with it? Oh gosh, it's camouflage. Yeah, so that's a little gem, which is always hard to include. Oh gosh, I have oh golly gosh, it's come off the little acetate that it comes in. Okay, I'll leave that there for now. But that goes into the flower, the center of the flower. Okay, so let me just put this aside for now, and then show you what you have in your kit. Right, so you will get your kit. It will have a card base, a basic white card base, and then you have the Pool Party matte and basic white piece that you stamp, and that goes on the inside like so. And then you have this, which is Pool Party, and that goes on top of that. Right, then you have all these little elements. Okay, so let's pull in this piece of scrap paper to protect my workspace. I will actually also bring in that. Alright, so I'm just going to have some sort of padding here. Now, so firstly, I'm going to work on this Pool Party card front. So we are going to be using, what colors are we using? Ooh, what did I do with all my ink pads? There they are. So the colors that we're going to be using for this card is the Pool Party, and have Soft Sea Foam, and we will also what's in here? Okay, we'll also be using the basic grey for the sentiment. So those are the 3 colours. Okay. Yeah. That's not in the colour coach. The colour coach was Pool Party, Soft Sea Foam, and Lemon Lolly. Those colours. Right. Okay. Let me just show you what we're going to do here. So I have taken the Sending Hugs, just using the Sending Hugs sentiment. Whoops. Here we go. I've already mounted it. And I'm going to do it in Pool Party. So basically, I'm just creating some sort of background, all right? And I don't want it, now I'm testing it out here. It's actually quite dark, and I just wanted it a really light background because I don't want it, it's not the center stage. It's just kind of there to support what I'm doing here. So I've stamped on once. So every time I stamp on here, I just make sure I stamp it off first. And then I'm just kind of, all right, just going to lightly do that. So I'm just going to, there's no 2 cards are going to look alike here. It's because you're stamping away, stamping away. Perhaps just a bit here. Right, so can you see? I hope you can see. It's a little bit, the lighting. Right. This is very light. Now I'm going to move that, put that out of the way. Actually, I'm going to use it again, so I'm going to leave that for now. So, no, you know what? I am going to show you the inside of the card. That's what I've done here. So I think I will do it now. Just so I because I've got the ink open. So this time I think I will stamp it in full strength. I will stamp it in full strength. Right, so Sending Hugs, and this is where I'm going to also pull in that little dotty spray of dot stamp as well. Now again, I'm going to stamp off. I'm going to do that. So what have we got here? Looking good. I'm just bringing it closer to me so I can actually see what it looks like. And then I am going to use that leaf. And again, I will stamp off because I don't want it to be too dark, right? So there and there. So I've got something like that for the inside of it. Alright, so let's move that one out of the way for now. And then if I were to just glue it on, let's see if I can find glue. Hopefully it's not all gunged up. Alright, so there we go. Just a light. Don't need a lot of glue. This glue is so amazing. I love it. Right, and then it should be nicely layered. Right, and then that can go on the, just making sure that you burnish this really well. Okay, and then, so that is going to go on the inside of it. Okay, right. Now you might notice that the dimensions are slightly different. So there's no hard and fast rule, but you know, sometimes I just vary things up a little bit, you know, but it's good to show you too the difference. So just you play around with the different cut size. Yeah, so this one here, you've got a lot more of the white showing on the border, and then the thin sliver of the blue showing. And this one you have less white and about the same amount of blue here. So it's just, you know, slightly different look, but not much. Okay. Anyway, so then that's your front. That's the inside of the card ready to go. So back to this. Now I've got this. Now in your kit, I would have punched out these 4 what do you call it, soft sea foam leaves for you. All right, but as per Stampin' Up policy, I can't stamp it, so it's not stamped. All right, so the idea is that you would have bought the stamp set to go along with it and the punch, so that, you know, so you can make the cards. So you've just got a lot more options when you have it. But if you don't, I have included this in your kit so you can actually still complete this card, I think. Like, so you can leave it as it is. Now let me just close the pool party pad so we don't accidentally get ink on it. Right, move that out here. Now, so this one here is the one with the little design. I'm just going to go tone on tone. Right, so if you have the stamp set, then you can take these leaves and stamp them. Now, you might see the top of my head, so I apologize for that, but yeah, just kind of lining it up as best as I can without having a good view. Oh gosh. Okay, I'm just gonna completely off, but that's cool. So that's, you've just given it, you know, a little bit more in depth to it with the, so yeah, so you can see, I hope you can see the difference with the lighting. I'm not sure if you can see the difference. I think you can. Yeah. All right. So, but the idea is that if you, so if you haven't got that punch, I've already punched it out for you, and then you just have to stamp it. And if you don't have the stamp, then you can just use a leaf with. But, or if you have the products, this is what I have done. So I've just stamped it. This is probably the easiest way to do it. Kind of like this. And then, you know, you can just punch it out. You lined it up. Yep, takes a bit of a muscle. Okay. Oh, yep, does take a bit of muscle work here. So we've got 2, and then I'll just do 1 more. What did I do with the stem? Right here? That's the one? Yep. So 1 more. Okay. Okie dokie. So that one is rubbish. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and the other one that I stamped before. So that's 3. And these are little extra ones. So we can either add it in or use it for other projects. Okay, so let's put these aside. And I think I can close this now. Okay, so we've got our stamping, those 3, those 4. And then we've got the flowers. And I'm just going to do thinking of you. I'm just, thank you so much. Now I'm going to do thinking of you. Right, I'm going to do exactly the same thing. So then we have basic grey. Love the colour. Basic grey and yellow. Yep, I'm just testing it and making sure that it's good. And there we go. So we've got thinking of you. Isn't that lovely? Love it. Alright, so those are the stamping done, and then there's one more element to do before we put all the cards together. I have also given you these punched out flowers from this I want to say Petal Park stamp punch, but I could be wrong. You know what? Let's bring in the catalogue and show, so that I'm not telling you something that isn't correct. Now, where are the punches? Where are the punches? There we are. It is called Petal Park Builder Stamp Punch. So there you go. I was half right. Petal Park Builder. Right. So there are 3. And I found that this big one was going to be too big. So I actually didn't use it. But I'm including it in your kit anyway. So you can do with it whatever you want. And now this is something that we used to do. Stampin' Up used to have this really cool petal, like trio of flowers punch. It's very similar to this, and I remember using it all the time because I just love it so much. I know this can be a bit sacrilege to some people, where I'm just crumpling up my cardstock. Alright, so I'm just working it and crumpling it to make that flower that you could see here just kind of like a little bit more realistic looking. It's not all stiff, you know. And if you want it to, you can even try and peel like this paper. There's actually like 2 layers. It's probably easier if I wet it, if I use a spray bottle to wet it. I think I'm almost doing it. Oh yeah, there you go. So it's very delicate. There you go. So you can try and do that. Like, it's easier if you've wet the paper, I think. Okay, so now you see there's 2 layers. So just very carefully. Okay, so you're just really working the flower. So yep, hopefully you found that little tip helpful. This is great for creating kind of like a vintage look, you know, shabby chic look. There you go. So it looks like I've got more than one cardstock there, but I've actually only got the one, right? But now it's got dimension to it. And so you can do the same with this one, but in the interest of the video, trying to keep it short, so let's just not do too much, but you get the idea of that. So, and that's all there is to it, right? I'm just layering those 2 together now. Okay, just putting a dot of glue, and then that goes on top. And then that all gets crumpled up again. Gosh, it's really fun. I am having fun. I don't know about you. You might be having a heart attack watching me do this to my paper. Alright, but here we go. So we've got there, and then that's where that little gem comes in. Okay, I'm just going to put that into the center of it all. Oh, isn't that cute? I just love it. I do. Okay, so we are ready to put the card together now. Alright, so that's all we need to do with that. So making sure that was the inside. And actually, I forgot to do that stamping part. We'll do that now. Pool party. So remember we did those dots on the inside of the card. I forgot to do it on the outside. So same. Hope you can see. I'm just stamping it off because I don't want it to be dark. Oop, nearly forgot there. So some of this are inside and you can't really see. Okay. So it's just playing with it. Alright, it's very subtle. It's just creating interest in the background without, you know, taking focus away from the main focal point that I wanted to showcase. Just going to get rid of that little plastic thing that the embellishment came in. So I'm just going to put that over here. Right, just making sure it's the right way. So this just completely covers the card front. I haven't done a layer on it. Okay, here we go. So that's good. And then we just need to layer those leaves. So you play around with how you want this to look. Right. Almost looks like a bird's nest, eh? Okay, that's how we go. I'm going to put 2 dimensionals in the middle, in the center. Maybe just one for now. Maybe just one for now. Actually, no, I'll do 2. Okay, I'm leaving a gap because I'm quite not sure yet how I want this to be. I think that's cool. I'm happy with that. I'm just going to stick that one on. Now those leaves now can just go in. Right, so if I just put some glue, I'm not going to have it all glued down, so I'm just going to do that. I don't want it to look like, oh well. Maybe I want this to, can I move it? Yep, yeah, maybe that. Alright, and then that is just going to go in here. Okay, so just, it's got enough dimension, so I'm just going to use glue. And it just goes directly on here. And then I can work it all out that way, and there you have it. So that is our card number 1, just like that. Alright, so that's just a couple of techniques there to kind of show you what to do. So that's the inside of the card and on the outside of the card. So that's card number 1. Right, hope you enjoyed that. Now, we're not going to be using soft sea foam for the second card. So let's get to second card, which looks like this. Right, I don't need that one. Okay, and I don't need that, so I'll move that out of the way for now. So this is card number 2. Now I couldn't get the graphics right. It looked like in the graphic that I did to advertise this card, it looked like these leaves were just stuck on top, but it's actually a negative space. I'm not sure if you can see, but anyway, we'll work on it, and then you'll be able to tell. So in the card kit, so you'll get 2 of this, all right, in your make and take card kits, the Class to Go packs, which is available to you for free. Welcome everyone if you have just joined in. Yeah, so I'm just kind of running through second card here. So yeah, so if you place an order with me this week, this is these are the card kits that you will get from me, just to say thank you for shopping with me. All right, so on the inside of card is, we're just going to use the basic white cardstock. This is going to layer it in there. Okay, now so just let me show you the difference, right? This was when I had the full panel, the card front, exactly the same size, so it just goes on top of that. So you might wonder why I do that, instead of having you know, a cardstock, a full cardstock. So it's because I like this look. I like this look where I have the white base, and then I have the color layer, the matte, and then the white base on top of it as well, so that has that little border. So I do really like that look as well, and also it does provide a bit of stability to the card. So yeah, so you know, I just vary the way I do things sometimes. So sometimes I do have this complete cardstock as your base, and then just a layer of white, and sometimes I change things up a little bit. So here we go. Let's just kind of burnish this one properly so that it stays flat. Oh, I might have a paper cut. Alright, so that goes on the inside. Okay, now so let's work on the outside here. Now these papers are from Bright and Beautiful 6x6 inch designer series paper. So there's a variety of designs. So I've picked out these ones. Okay, and so you will either get the diagonal stripe one or the vertical stripes. Okay, or maybe you'll get one of each because you're getting 2 card kits. All right, so let's have a look. Okay, so this one here, your kit will come like so, that I have already cut out. Like so, these are measured at 1.5 by 1.5 by 3, inches. Good question. Now, what am I going to do here? Okay, what I wanted to do is try and match these, and I'm not doing a very good job. How do I match these up? I thought this might happen, eh? Gosh. Right, here we go. This matches. It's like playing puzzle, jigsaw puzzle, and that matches. And that should match now. Okay, so this was the strip of paper, and then I just cut them into 1.5 width. Okay, so this is how it works with this one. Now you use your punch, the Bough Punch. You open it up, and I'm going to slide this in, and it's in the width, so I can hold it like this. And then you want to carefully punch it out, so you'll be able to see, because there's another shape here, right, another flower shape here, and I don't want to punch anything out of that. So just making sure that, whatever I punch is not gonna, it's gonna be within the frame. So I'm gonna push that in and go a bit further in. punch it out. So I've got that. So this is what you want to get. Alright, so it's just a punch. And then you have the positive, which is the leaf, and the negative. Alright, so we're going to do that. So we're going to do that for each of these. So you can just insert it, and because of the length that it is, it's 3 inches, you can actually hold it on the edges and move it up and down. Alright, so then, and it's also a good way so you know you don't want it like this where you can see a lot of it. You want to kind of, gauge, push it down. And then I'm making sure I'm not cutting out the other flower bit. Alright, so I've got this. I've got this. It's kind of, maybe not exactly, but similar. Alright, and then let's move along. Ooh, so that's getting a bit close there. So that's what I mean. Alright, here we go. So now we've got the 4. So these would be extra bits that you can use for another card. Okay, or you can put it on the envelope. You can decorate your envelope with it, or the inside of the card with it. So I'm going to leave that to the side. You won't be needing this for this card anyway, unless you choose to embellish it differently. Okay, so now we've got these. Now what have I done here? I have very carefully joined these up together like so. Yeah, so I want it to, it's very, very subtle. Okay, so I might just pull, I'm just going to carefully bring this in as well, my silicone mat. Okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to have this ever so thin slice of glue, and then that just goes on top here. It probably works better the other way. Does it work better that way? You know what, it might actually work better that way. Let's have a look. Oh, I can't do it with this now. Okay. It might actually work better this way. Then you won't get this jagged look. Right. We live and learn. Must have been what I done. And maybe I didn't do that. Oh, because that was vertical and it didn't matter so much. No, because you still get a jagged look, don't you? Yeah? I think you still get a jagged look. Oh well. Okay. We will get jagged look when, because of the diagonal. And I find it easier to put glue on this side. Right. So I like doing it on the silicone because now you can see it's there's glue on there, but it's not, it's just going to roll off, this glue, because it's on silicone. So let's move that out the way, and it protected my workspace there. Now with this, I want this raised up, so I'm going to just put dimensionals on the seams there. Right, 2, 3, and then I will do one on the corners as well, just to give it real support. There's many dimensionals are really good like that, for useful. Right, 2, 3, 3, 4 of these things are like flying everywhere. So let's try and get rid of them. Alright, so then that goes, this is the layer that goes on top of this layer. So this is like your matte layer, tone on tone. Okay, I've just done tone on tone. And then I'm just going to, by the way, you can, if you didn't like all the rainbow color, you can obviously use the other side of the card, the paper, which is, in this case, it's all berry burst. But in my case, I've used a rainbowish look. Oops. Oh, okay. Put it down. Well, it is what it is. Right, I can leave it like that. So where it's actually okay. So I might want to trim this down. Right, so then I will use my scissors to just trim that down. And I'm not bothered if it doesn't look straight. Okay, that because I'm hand cutting it. I'm okay with this. Just for this card design, it's, yeah, I think it's pretty forgiving. So there, and then that would just go on top there like so. Okay, so but yeah, so now you can see, right, it's actually raised up as opposed to having grey leaves. Oh, this is not grey, by the way, it's pebbled path, not the basic grey cardstock, not to be confused with that one. Right, so I'm gonna just put that one on. Inside the card. So, how are we going? We're doing that. Now I've given you a ribbon from, I think it's called, let me tell you what it's called. It's Balmy Blue and White variegated ribbon. Okay, it's that one that comes in like yeah, blue and white, balmy blue and white variegated. So on this card, it doesn't really show up that much because it's on the pebble path, what do you call it? Pebble path. Oh, what's that word? Cardstock. Golly gosh. Right, and hopefully, I think this is what I did. Just kind of have a layer of, now I'm still getting the hang of using this. I'm so not good at using this. See, I somehow managed to pull it. Okay. But yeah, so that's handy for ribbon, for placing ribbons. So, it's not straight. So do it straight-ish like that. And then we'll have this as well to go on there. Right, which is the, it's also a new pack of ribbon that comes duo. It's a duo of the Lemon Lime Twist and the, I believe that is the Petal Pink. Right, it comes those two together. Okay, so I've given you a strip of that. Now, I do think maybe the glue dot is probably the easiest for that one to get it to stick. I don't know where my I shouldn't do that. I should do, okay, that was it done. I was gonna do that. This is what I normally do. I don't know why I went to use my other thing. Okay. And it's not picking it up. Hello. Worky worky with me. Thank you. And then another one. Okay, just kind of get that. I think I want it more towards one side. So I've just done it like that. Okay, so yeah, so there we go with that, and then we need that somewhere around here. But before that, I forgot to stamp the saying, which in this case was going to be, it was going to be sending hugs again, right? Now I better clean that off because I had used it in, what do we call it? Pool party before. So let me just bring that in. Yep, it's nice and clean. Now I've given you a strip of card here for you to use. So we are needing, oh, I've got things everywhere. Oh, what did I do with my berry burst ink? Seriously, I've got to have a nicer word flow of things. Here we go. So I'm going to grab the berry burst, testing it out. Yep, all good. And then I'm going to stamp it on here. Right, I'm going to now fussy cut this. Oh, okay. Trying not to get ink everywhere. Right, now I'm going to fussy cut this. So I leave quite a bit of border because I don't like cutting close to the image. I think it's more forgiving when you leave a little bit of border. Oop, I'm cutting it too close. Oh well. So right around. So yeah. So if you don't have the stamp set and you don't have the sentiment, so I've given you a strip of cardstock which is hopefully generous enough so you can you should be able to stamp another sentiment from what you already have and be able to substitute, yeah, instead of using sending hugs from the stamp set. Here I'm just going to instead of a straight cut, I'm just making it a bit more wavy. Yay! So I've got something like that. I'll just get that out of the way. Right, and then bring my card back in. So that's going to go something like that. Yeah, pretty happy with that. So that now needs glue dots. Here's my glue dot. Here we go. So press onto it. Usually it works. Okay. Then kind of around there. And then that's just going to go on top like that. Okay, so I'm going to have my two mini dimensionals on the sides. Hey. Okay. Whoopsie. Here we go. And there you have it. So that's card number 2 actually. Why don't we stamp on the inside as well? Sending hugs. I don't know. What should we say? Maybe I'll bring in the other. I'll bring in the one that says, "So happy to celebrate you." Sending hugs, you know, can be such a useful sentiment. I decided that it's actually a very useful sentiment, because you can use it for, yeah, like a, you know, on the inside you're going to write happy birthday anyway in your message, so on the outside you don't necessarily have to use that. So yeah, so I can put it more on the side so that I can still write my main message. And I think we will, should we go with the same berry burst? Why not? We can do that. So happy to celebrate you. Yep. And then one of these. I don't know. Maybe one of these would be quite cool. Right, and because I've done more of a purpley one, so maybe something like that. Yeah, I quite like the look of it, and it just means I get to use that. Ooh, or shall I go monochromatic? Ooh, now what do I do? See, now you can really just kind of play with things. Oh, I have no idea what I want to do. I'll go with monochromatic because I can. And I wonder what you'll do. What will you do? Here. How cool is that? Right, so I've got that for the inside of the card. There we go. Oh, nearly got this. Oh, that was so dangerous. That was a close call, was it not? Oh, wee. All right, here we go. That's why we move things out of the way, so we don't have accidents like that. That was very close. Here we go. So happy to celebrate you. Sending hugs, so happy to celebrate you. And there we have it. Card number 2. So, how do you like it? I hope you enjoyed that. That was pretty cool fun to make that. And then that was card number 1. Card number 1, and card number 2. So this is what you'll get. You'll get 4 card kits, so you'll end up having 4 cards in your stash to send out. Actually, don't just, I encourage you not to keep your cards, but to actually give them away. And because you're making 2, you can at least send 1 and keep the other one if you really wanted to. Let me know what you think. So like vertical stripes or diagonal stripes. And yeah, so thank you very much for joining me, and I hope to see you next week for my weekly class to go next week. But for this week, if you place an order with me, if you're in New Zealand, and place an order with me for at least $40, and I'll send you these card kits. So thank you very much, and I hope you have a good rest of the week. Thanks. Bye.